So, tell us about 2014, the Grammy. We have to talk about it.
The Grammy.
It was well deserved.
Thank you.
I mean, like we said before, you've been a backroom boy all these years and finally got your share of the limelight. So
yeah, I must admit it doesn't. Yeah, I don't feel that comfortable in the limelight, but it was nice. It was a nice acknowledgement. Yeah, definitely. It's good that the Grammy Academy sort of acknowledged mixage in it, I think.
because you've got this kind of knack of making stuff pop out in a good way. What did I write? No, that's Photech I wrote. I don't know why I wrote that.
Photech.
Yeah, I mean, it's like little choppy things, kick drums, stuff like that. I mean, what are you using? What's the mix process? Because it all has its place.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound too... You know how some American mixes... It sounds alright, but on the radio or something. But when you put it on larger speakers...
Yeah.
That's a bit too...
a bit harsh, yeah.
Bit harsh.
I know what you mean, actually, yeah. Especially with Rather Be, actually. It was... it's quite dynamic for a modern dance track. You know, a lot of people have sort of picked up on that. I don't think I necessarily thought about it at the time. But I have like the club PA in here, so I like to have it loud. So maybe that's why I don't mix things quite as harsh. I think I added an extra kick, a high-end kick, to give it the little snap that it needed.
When you do that, how do you add that? Have you got one of the sound replacers, or
no? I just do it in Pro Tools.
Right.
I have like a stock set of kicks that I use, probably 4 or 5. Yeah.
Your 707
kick.
Or...
Yeah. So sometimes Lindrum. You know, Lindrum is a classic I use quite a lot. Yeah.
Because some of your sounds that, I mean, if you really listen in on headphones or something, you can hear these sounds that haven't been heard for a while.
Yeah.
That are in there just, and you've often cut the tail of them or something like that, like on your hat or something. Am I just dreaming? Am I hearing it right?
I use Transient Designer quite a lot to do things like that, cut the tails on things. Yeah. And certain records like I remember on DJ Fresh Hot Right Now when I mixed that, I had 909 in the studio at the time. We used the drums off that on that.
That's the ultimate analog, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. We use the real thing though. It's like, I'm a big fan of Lindrum. I just think they sit right in the mix.
Yeah,
you know, the kick and the snare.
They don't take up a lot of space. There's a bit of a sort of battle going on at the moment with vocals, with you know, like, I mean, even on although your Grammy track is quite empty, there's still a lot going on in the song, isn't there?
Yeah, there is actually. Yeah, that's one key thing I like to. I don't like tracks to sound too busy, even if there is a lot going on. You know, sort of, it's important.
Are you working on levels, or how do you plan it out? Do you sort of think to yourself, "Oh, before I do this, I'm going to do that," or do you just?
Yeah, I think if you think too much, that becomes a problem. But yeah, it's normally, especially with the desk now. I mean, I literally get the track up, you know, press play, and I just start throwing things around. It's normally the best way to do it.
And this is Pro Tools you're working in, because I hear you. I think you're an Ableton Live guy as well.
I used to be, yeah. I haven't used that for quite a while. Not for any other reason other than that I don't produce anymore. I used to produce in it. So,
yeah.
That's
interesting.
I used to have it synced up to Pro Tools and do all the drums in Ableton.
Yeah. What, using Rewire?
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing. Your bass synths or whatever you've got going on the bass often has that sort of like, is that really a virtual instrument, or is that a...
Yeah, to be honest, I normally swap it out for, if I have to swap the bass out, it will be swapping a virtual instrument for an analog Moog.
A real one.
Yeah. There's one sound on my Moog that I use on pretty much everything if it needs it.
Right, and then you have it running live.
Yeah, I mean I haven't done that for quite a while actually. I haven't had the need, but there was a phase where sometimes, you know, the bottom end on tracks just doesn't quite sound right if it's done on a soft synth. You can't put your finger on it until you get an analog synth in, and then it makes perfect sense.
It's something to do with it's like the attack time of it, or something, or
I don't know. I feel like soft synths create a sort of false bottom end. It's almost like it's just not real.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, but when you go down on an analog synth, it seems to all say the same power all the way down. It doesn't do that on a soft synth to a certain degree.
Do you find the same thing with EQs? Because you've got them.
Yes, I do.
Cool analog EQs.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I must admit, I don't use any plug-in EQs anymore. That's a bold statement, actually. I probably do. But yeah, since I've gone on the desk, I try not to use any software EQs as well.
That's interesting.
Only because, like, to me, it just these sound better. So why would you not use them?
Yeah.
You know, it's yeah.
When
don't use that button often.
When did you get the SSL?
I got this in January.
Right.
Yes, it's not too long.
So it's quite a big decision to say to yourself, okay.
Huge. Yeah.
I'm not going to work in the box anymore.
Yeah, massive decision. But I don't know, like literally haven't looked back. I'm so happy with it. Yeah. It's just makes you realise, like, because I used to use desks years ago, and then you get into the. I remember when I was on Cubase at the time, and what was it? Cubase 5 BST came out, and there was audio in it. We were like, oh my god, you can do audio in the computer instead of MIDI, and then you just sort of forget, and you just carry on doing that, and you get rid of your desk, and then you're just using the mouse, and that can go on for years. That went on for years before you sort of, I don't know, you buy one bit of gear and then you remember how good it was.
Yeah. And has it changed your mix process as well? Because
being back on the desk.
Yeah, being back on the desk.
Yeah, it's so much quicker. But there's sort of pros and cons, because obviously the recall is a slight issue. It's sort of, it takes maybe 20 minutes to recall full desk. But the pros outweigh the cons. Yeah, by a long way.
Have you got into a system with that, with the sort of outboard?
I literally don't touch anything. Yeah, that's my system.
So you got your the warm audio bass channel.
Yeah, exactly. If you need to change anything, you buy another pair of compressors and set them to a different ratio.
So what's this one here? The top warm audio tube?
Yeah, I normally have that on BVs. Whatever that's set. I seem to have my 1176s set to 20 to 1.
It's alright, we're not judging.
You can judge away. I have everything set to 20 to 1. I just think it's great. This is my main ones though, the Wez Audio. I think they're amazing. Something about them, as soon as you flick them in, they make things sound quite bright, but in a good way.
Is it it's the FET, isn't it?
But the others don't seem to do it so much. It's weird. The distressors don't seem to do it either. But
is that the vocal sound?
Yeah.
Because that's another thing I've noticed with your stuff. What did I notice? Yeah, every time you've got, like, especially with female vocals, I notice it. What was it you mixed recently? The Tiny Tempo collaboration thing. With just Glyn.
Literally, it's not out yet, is it?
Yeah, but I've seen the video of it, which is really.
Yeah.
But she sounds totally different. But you've got the sort of presence of the female vocal, but without that kind of sibilance that sometimes come in.
Yeah, the sibilance thing is
because the vocal's quite compressed.
Yeah,
isn't it?
It is. Yeah, for sure. But the sibilance thing it doesn't seem to be such an issue in the analog world. Like, it's as it used to be a bit of a struggle in the box.
Yeah,
I must admit. Yeah, it was always a bit of a fight. But as soon as you put it through some analog gear, it's you can boost the top end quite a lot. I mean, I do have a de-esser on in the box.
What do you use?
At the beginning, I use the Waves de-esser.
Oh yeah.
Just pull one thing down. I'm lazy. I can't be bothered to sit there and work out frequencies. I just want to pull down one.
So I'm kind of getting the picture that you're in the box. You're in the box. You're doing sort of things like a basic de-essing or a high pass filter, or grouping things together.
Exactly.
Maybe drawing in some.
Yeah, I do automation in the box because I haven't quite got my head around automation on the desk yet. But that's I haven't had time to teach myself that yet.
Yeah, so
I will.
I mean, you draw. It's so quick if you draw it in.
Yeah,
anyway,
I mean it's fine to do it in the box unless you're going through a compressor out here because obviously you're fighting against it. So, but yeah, no, it makes sense to do it in the box.
And then you're using sort of like the analog gear for the sound.
Exactly.
Not the busy work.
Yeah.
Trimming stuff.
Yeah, but I must admit though my vocal chain is basically all analog. It's
well, run us down it then. What's...
It's quite well. Actually, I say all analog. I use the LA2A in the box still.
Yeah.
I haven't got a real one yet. They're hard to get hold of at the moment. But then I go to the Wez Audio, the Beta 76s. Well, I EQ on the desk. And for reverb, I use the Bricasti now because it's just amazing. Yeah.